Hey besties, it's Rosie. So, today Spirit is telling me that recently someone in your life did not make the cut. And this might not be a decision that you are fully on board with, but your spirit team and your ancestors have examined this person. They have not only considered what was said and done in your presence, but what was said and done behind the scenes, things that you have not been privy to, conversations they might have had behind your back or with other people, or actions that have taken place outside of your zone of awareness. And whatever was seen did not meet the criteria to continue on this path with you. This person has shown that they are extremely stubborn, inflexible, and resistant to change and instruction. One of the ways that Spirit will test you when they are determining who their chosen ones or who their vessels are, one of the criteria that they will use is how obedient you are. And I don't really like that word because I have a problem with authority anyway. But the thing about this is, if Spirit tells you that something isn't for you, that something isn't good for you, that this isn't for your highest good, and you continually dig your heels in like this stubborn person and do things that not only you know are bad for you, but that you know the universe is actively trying to guide you away from, they will mark you as disobedient. And you kind of go into like a different category of people. They know that you're going to have to learn your lessons the hard way. That every opportunity you have to learn the easy way, through ease and grace, you're not going to take it because you're just a stubborn individual who needs to learn the hard way. Every single time, you have to test to see if the stove is hot. And that's okay. You know what I mean? The reason that you came here was to learn. And if you have to learn the hard way, then you have to learn the hard way. But I'm seeing that I'm speaking to a collective here, primarily. You're either the person that I'm speaking to, you're the collective that I'm speaking to who's dealing with someone who got X'd out, or you're the person who got X'd out. And this is providing you context on like why Spirit made that judgment call. So, for the people who are obedient, who've decided that they want to learn the easy way, that they want to heed the guidance and the warnings of the universe and, not step into the bear trap, not everyone's like you. Unfortunately, you can have the most beautiful soul contract with someone imaginable. They can come into your life. It can be a fated meeting. Everything seems to be going well. But if they show Spirit that they are not willing to grow, this can't work out. There's nothing in the universe that can make up for, compensate for a person's unwillingness to change. If all they care about is being right, you've got a lot bigger fish to fry than that, bestie, than propping up someone's ego because they can't stand to be wrong. All right, Spirit, what do you want my beautiful collective to know about this situation? Bestie, this is a time for deep introspection. Yeah. Your ancestors, your guides are trying to come through and tell you something important. They're trying to give you like the coordinates for this next leg of the journey. I'm seeing like a map kind of forming on the horizon, and they're trying to give you like the key points of interest that you need to hit. They're like charting the course for you. And I see that this person that we're talking about, their ancestors attempted to do the same thing. They're also being called to go into like this period of rest because their guides are trying to like come through to them too, but this person's too stubborn. They don't want to rest. When the universe breaks both of their legs and makes them bedridden, they still won't rest. They still won't go within. They are just completely committed to avoiding any kind of introspection or accountability whatsoever. So, but you're not. So the universe is trying to speak to you. Okay. Okay, bestie, I'm getting a very particular message. So this person, when someone comes into your life, they can either go the distance with you and you can create something beautiful together, or they can choose not to grow, and then spirit kind of like turns the dial to a different station, and this person now becomes like a lesson in a mirror from the universe to like show you something about yourself. And so since this person didn't grow, they are mirroring an old version of self to you. So there's something about the way this person is acting. If you like really kind of unpack it, you might recognize an older version of you in it. There was probably a version of you at the start of your awakening that was very stubborn and resistant, like this person was. They were very committed. You might have been very committed to swimming against the grain. And so I think you're being asked or being called to have kind of like grace and mercy for this person, like kind of understand where they're coming from, because you too were once like this. And it might be hard to tap into those energies because you're so frustrated with the fact that like you wanted this person to like be on the journey with you, and they're just kind of choosing to not. And that's valid AF, bestie. All right, Spirit, do you have any messages? Any further messages? Spirit's really reiterating this concept of like accepting when things aren't for you. Like the universe isn't punishing you. It might be easy to feel that way. It might be easy to go into this like woe is me energy when something like this happens, because you're like, I really wanted this thing. Well, bestie, what you wanted was its highest potential, and it's showing very clear signs that it's not going to live up to it. Like when you plant seedlings, usually you put a bunch of seeds down and the viable ones grow, and at some point you might have to like thin them out, because not every single viable seedling can grow in that plot without choking each other out. And some of the things that are growing in that plot are not viable. There's already something about like that sprout that is showing signs of not being able to go the distance. And that's what's happening here. Like your guides have a better idea because they can see all the things that you can't see. All you can see is your interactions with this person and the intuition you have about it. You can't see what's going on behind the scenes that they're privy to. They know better than you in this instance that this person is very unlikely to grow in the way that you wanted them to. Spirit. Bestie, the health and sanctity of this journey will be based largely on your ability to transform. And it doesn't matter if you transform under pressure, if you need the pressure to create the diamond, or you grow in a more natural, organic, cyclical way. Everybody is going to grow. That's the purpose of coming here. But if your mode of growth, for instance, if you have kind of like a spiral mode of growth and you're trying to link up with a person who has like a mode of growth that is more like ricochet, your journeys might overlap at key points, but you're not going to grow in exactly the same way. So you have to kind of scale your expectations about this person being beside you every leg of the journey. Like, again, there might be intersecting paths where you and this person cross, but if the way that you grow and process the world and information is so drastically different from another person, you can use that person to expand your own perspective. But when you're choosing like a partner to travel this journey with, you have to be on the same page with those kind of things, or otherwise the alignment will become too great, because the disparity between your energies will always be too great. Bestie, your new beginning is coming regardless of this person, with or without them. You have a new cycle approaching, and your guides really don't want you to be like looking back over your shoulder thinking that this was something that was supposed to come with you, because they deemed that it wasn't. And you can feel however you want to feel about that. Whatever feelings you have about that are valid, but don't let them cloud your understanding that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And it's not your fault that they couldn't get here.